Hey everyone, welcome back to Expat Home Opportunities. If you're new here, I travel across Europe to uncover the best places to live, especially for those of you dreaming of a quieter, sunnier, and more affordable lifestyle. And today, I'm diving into one of the most sought-after destinations on the map, Spain. Now, before we jump into the specific regions, because yes, I'll be covering the north, south, east, west, the center, and the hidden gems in between, I want to start with a quick look at why so many expats are packing up and choosing to start fresh in Spain. Let's get into it. Here are 5 powerful reasons to consider making Spain your next home. Number 1, the incredible diversity of landscapes. Spain is not just beaches and flamenco. It's rugged mountain ranges, lush green valleys, volcanic islands, and Mediterranean coastlines, all within a few hours of each other. Whether you're a sun seeker, a ski lover, or someone who wants to grow a vineyard in the countryside, you'll find your spot here. And the best part is, the distances between regions are much shorter than in countries like the US, so weekend escapes are totally doable. Number 2, a wide range of visa options. Whether you're planning to work, start a business, study, retire, or just enjoy life at a different pace, Spain offers specific visa programs for nearly every situation, including the popular non-lucrative visa and the digital nomad visa, which makes it easier than ever to live here legally while working remotely. Number 3, a slower pace of life that actually values your time. This is something many of us overlook until we feel it. In Spain, you feel life. You have time for long lunches, family walks, conversations that aren't rushed. From the smallest villages to the biggest cities, there's a real sense that people live with time, not against it. And that makes a huge difference to your mental well-being. Number 4, real estate prices that make sense. Compared to other Western European countries, property prices in Spain are still refreshingly accessible. Whether you're looking for a coastal apartment, a countryside finca, or a pied-à-terre in a charming old town, there are still great deals. And what's more, many properties here have increased in value over the past decade, especially in up-and-coming areas. So yes, you're not just buying a home, you're investing in a rising market. Number 5, an affordable cost of living, even in 2025. As of March this year, the average monthly expenses for a single person in Spain range between 820 euros and 1,100 euros, depending on the region. A family of 3 can live comfortably on about 1,700 euros a month, and that includes not just rent and utilities, but also leisure, eating out, movies, weekend getaways. Public transport is efficient and inexpensive. Fresh food is widely available and reasonably priced. And healthcare is excellent and affordable, whether public or private. So, whether you're looking to start a new chapter, invest smartly, or simply live more fully, Spain is offering more than just a postcard view. It's offering a real alternative to the high-stress, high-cost lifestyle that so many of us are ready to leave behind. Stick with me as we explore each region. I'll show you the charm, the lifestyle, and of course, the best property opportunities I've found on the ground. Let's dive in. I'm taking you to one of the most soulful and authentic corners of Spain, the Northwest. This region includes Galicia, Asturias, Cantabria, and part of Castilla y León, but my main focus will be on 2 extraordinary territories, Galicia and Asturias. They're not the most talked about in the expat world, and honestly, that's part of what makes them so special. Let's start with what you see when you arrive. Rugged coastlines, deep green forests, wild cliffs, and tiny villages wrapped in mist. The Atlantic Ocean shapes the landscape and the way of life here. It's present in every meal, every tradition, and every stone-built house tucked between the hills. You'll find cities like Santiago de Compostela, Lugo, Ourense, and A Coruña in Galicia, and Oviedo, Gijón, Avilés, and Cangas de Onís in Asturias. Each has its own character, but they all share a deep sense of identity, strong community ties, and an architectural charm that's hard to describe until you walk the streets yourself. Now, about traditions. This region is rich in folklore and unique celebrations. And then there's the food. I could do an entire series on just the gastronomy of the Northwest. Galicia is home to pulpo a feira, octopus cooked in a way that will ruin all future octopus dishes for you, and empanadas galegas, filled with tuna, peppers, or cod. Asturias, on the other hand, will win you over with fabada asturiana, a slow-cooked bean stew with chorizo, and of course, the legendary cider culture. Here, cider is poured with flair from above the head. It's not a drink, it's a ritual. Now let's talk weather. This part of Spain is lush for a reason. It rains more than in the south or east, especially in winter. But the summer temperatures are mild and pleasant, with long days. If you're someone who loves greenery and can live with a bit of drizzle, this climate will absolutely reward you. When it comes to real estate, the numbers are still very attractive. The average price per square meter in Galicia ranges from €950 to €1,300, depending on the area. While in Asturias it's slightly higher, but still affordable. Around €1,100 to €1,500 per square meter in most urban zones. And once you start exploring rural properties or coastal villages that haven't yet been discovered by the masses, you'll find some genuinely unbelievable deals. Like this townhouse for sale in Lena, Asturias. The 170 square meter property is divided into 2 floors with separate entrances. The ground floor was formerly used as a workplace, workshop, and farm implement shed. The first floor houses a kitchen, a hallway with views, a bedroom, and a bathroom. The price? €25,000. If any of this resonated with you, I highly recommend checking out the videos I've already published about properties in Galicia and Asturias. You'll find listings with character, history, and prices that make moving here a real possibility, not just a dream. The northeast of Spain holds a mix that's hard to find anywhere else in the country. From cosmopolitan cities to rugged coastlines and mountain escapes that feel a world away from urban life. This region includes the provinces of Catalonia, Aragón, and parts of Navarra. But today I'm zooming in on Catalonia because it offers one of the most diverse lifestyles for anyone thinking of relocating. Catalonia gives you access to both the Mediterranean Sea and the Pyrenees Mountains, meaning you can spend the morning hiking and the afternoon swimming. Beyond the obvious beauty, the region is deeply connected to its own identity, language, and culture, which makes it feel both richly European and uniquely Catalan. Of course, Barcelona needs no introduction. It's Spain's second-largest city and one of the most dynamic places to live in all of Europe. Think bold architecture, endless festivals, international schools, stylish cafes, and a beach just minutes from the city center. But if you're looking for something quieter, Tarragona, Girona, and Lleida offer a slower rhythm without sacrificing quality of life. There's a strong expat presence even in smaller towns, especially along the coast and in the inland wine-growing areas. Catalonia's traditions are as vibrant as its landscapes. One of the most iconic is La Diada de Sant Jordi, held every April, where couples exchange books and roses. Like a literary Valentine's Day, there's creativity everywhere, and it's not just reserved for museums. Speaking of museums, Catalonia has given the world some of its most original artists, Gaudí, Dalí, Miró, and their influence is still alive, not only in the galleries, but in the buildings, public spaces, even the menus. In terms of climate, the coast enjoys hot, dry summers and mild winters, while the inland and mountain areas can get snow and cooler temperatures. And now for what everyone wants to know, real estate. As of March 2025, the average price per square meter in Catalonia ranges from around €1,400 in smaller inland towns to about €4,200 in central Barcelona. If you're curious to see what's really on the market here, I recommend checking out the Catalonia property video I've already posted on the channel. You'll find great listings, often at prices much lower than you'd expect for a region this well-connected, beautiful, and full of opportunity. Let's head east, to a part of Spain where the landscape constantly shifts and never stops surprising you. This region blends rugged mountains, fertile valleys, protected wetlands, and some of the country's most inviting Mediterranean beaches. In the Valencian community, you'll find 3 provinces: Castellón, Valencia, and Alicante. All 3 have their own charm, but in this chapter, I want to highlight Valencia and Alicante because together they offer one of the most interesting mixes of affordability, accessibility, and culture you can find on the Mediterranean coast. Starting with Valencia, the city is bold, diverse, and incredibly alive. The historic center feels like a storybook, while the newer districts, like the City of Arts and Sciences, look like they came from the future. It's a favorite among young professionals, digital nomads, and anyone looking to live near the sea without giving up the energy of a city that never quite slows down. There's art, food, music, nightlife, and sunshine, lots of it. And if there's one thing Valencia knows how to do well, it's celebrations. The most famous is La Tomatina, held in Buñol, where tens of thousands of people gather to throw tomatoes at each other for fun. It's messy, ridiculous, and unforgettable. Of course, we can't talk about Valencia without mentioning the food. The region is the birthplace of paella, and you'll find it done right here. Cooked slowly over wood fire, topped with rabbit, snails, or seafood. You'll also find endless tapas bars, local wines, and even sweet treats like horchata with fartons. The climate here leans toward hot summers and cooler winters, especially inland. Along the coast, though, it's milder. A real draw for expats and retirees who want sun without the extremes. And the property market? Still surprisingly accessible. In Valencia City, you can find deals that feel almost too good to be true, like a 4-bedroom apartment, 117 square meters, with 2 bathrooms and a balcony for just 25,000 euros. Yes, really. It was built in 1973, and while it may need a bit of love, the location and price are hard to beat. Now let's talk about Alicante, because this province deserves the spotlight too. Stretching along the Costa Blanca, Alicante mixes laid-back beach life with an active international scene. There are charming towns like Altea, Denia, Javia, and urban centers like Alicante City, where you'll find a great mix of Spanish locals, European expats, and year-round energy. Property prices in Alicante remain among the most attractive on the coast. You can actually buy a 3-bedroom apartment around 50 square meters for about 22,000 euros. It was built in 1978, and while modest in size, it offers a great base for anyone looking to live affordably by the sea, or even start a renovation project with serious potential. If you're curious to see what these properties look like, check out the dedicated videos on my channel featuring listings from Valencia and Alicante. You'll get a closer look at these opportunities, and maybe even spot the one that fits the life you've been imagining. Let's shift our gaze westward, to a land that most expats and tourists overlook, and that's precisely what makes it so special. I'm talking about Extremadura, the heartland of western Spain. It's a region with no coastline, no high-rise resorts, and no overexposure. What it offers instead is raw beauty, tradition untouched by time, and space, lots of space, to live slowly and well. Extremadura is made up of 2 provinces, Cáceres and Badajoz. Both are dotted with charming villages, winding stone streets, Roman bridges, and castle ruins you can actually stumble upon. The region shares its western border with Portugal, and that cultural connection is alive in everything from the architecture to the way people greet you in the street. The nickname Cradle of the Conquistadors isn't just a historical detail. And you still feel a kind of frontier spirit in the way locals value independence and authenticity. Local festivals are a huge part of life here. They're not designed for tourists. They're woven into the fabric of everyday living. Extremaduran cuisine is rich, earthy, and deeply regional. Wild game like venison and rabbit is often featured, along with freshwater trout, artisan cheeses, and some of the best Iberian ham in all of Spain. Local honey, olive oil, and paprika, grown and dried right here, are part of daily life, not luxury goods. As for the climate, summers can be intense, with high, dry heat stretching across the plains, but the winters are cooler and damp, especially near the mountains and rivers, giving the land its soft green hues. What about property prices? Here's where things get even more interesting. In Extremadura, you can still buy a traditional 2-story townhouse, with 3 bedrooms, a patio, an attic, and a storage room, all in excellent condition, for just 24,000 euros. It's about 70 square meters built and 62 useful, with plenty of charm and 0 stress. Imagine what that kind of value could mean for your quality of life. There's something magical about discovering a region before everyone else does. Central Spain isn't just the heart of the country, it's where the pulse is the loudest. Madrid, the capital, is a place that never really slows down. Monumental buildings, world-class museums like the Prado and the Reina Sofia, grand boulevards, open-air markets, cutting-edge gastronomy. It all happens here simultaneously. If you're someone who thrives in fast-paced environments, where creativity meets chaos and history rubs shoulders with innovation, this city could feel like home. But the central region is not just Madrid. Surrounding it is Castilla-La Mancha, a land of windmills, castles, and timeless villages that inspired Don Quixote himself. It's a stark contrast to the capital's energy, more affordable, more tranquil, and still beautifully connected to the Spanish soul. Cities like Toledo, Cuenca, and Albacete offer a daily life that feels rooted and grounded, without ever being boring. When it comes to traditions, this region holds tight to its heritage. And the food? Absolutely worth writing home about. In Madrid, bocadillo de calamares is practically a rite of passage, while Castilla-La Mancha gives us the richness of manchego cheese, pisto, and hearty stews like gachas. This is comfort food with character, rustic, satisfying, and born from centuries of local know-how. As for the climate, the seasons are pretty intense. Hot summers, often dry and dusty, followed by cold winters, especially as you move further from the capital. You'll need a good fan and a decent coat. But the sunlight is generous, and blue skies are common even in January. Now let's talk numbers. In Madrid City, prices per square meter are some of the highest in Spain. It's the capital, after all. But just outside the city limits, or especially in Castilla-La Mancha, you can find authentic homes for a fraction of the cost. Let me give you a real-life example. I recently featured a property in Castilla-La Mancha listed at just 18,000 euros. It's right on one of the main streets of a historic town center, steps away from its most iconic monuments. We're talking about 60 square meters, with 2 bedrooms, a cozy living area, a kitchen and bathroom. There's even shared patio space with 2 private storage rooms included in the sale. There's a part of Spain that feels like it belongs in a different dimension, one shaped by centuries of music, movement, color, and sunlight. That place is Andalusia. Down in the south, the landscape is incredibly diverse. You've got dramatic mountain ranges, golden Mediterranean beaches, vast olive groves, and desert-like expanses that seem to glow in the late afternoon. This is also where the Costa del Sol was born, home to some of the most iconic coastal towns in the country. But Andalusia is much more than a postcard-perfect beach. From Seville, with its Moorish palaces and flamenco culture, to Granada, where the Alhambra sits like a crown over the city, to Córdoba and its dazzling mosque cathedral, every province has its own identity, rhythm, and soul. And then there's Malaga, Cádiz, Almería, Jaén. The list is long, and each offers a unique way of living. What makes Andalusia stand out isn't just what you see, it's what you feel. The region's deep cultural heritage is also baked into its cuisine. We're talking salmorejo, flamenquine, fried fish straight from the coast, and of course, jamón ibérico cured in the Sierra. Tapas here aren't just food. They're a way of connecting, socializing, and savoring life one small bite at a time. Now let's talk weather. Summers can be intense, especially inland, with long dry days and very little rain. But if you like a hot Mediterranean climate, this is it. Winters, on the other hand, are quite mild, which is why so many people from colder countries choose to retire or settle here permanently. And with international schools, good infrastructure, and thriving expat communities, the transition can be surprisingly easy. As for property prices, here's where it gets really interesting. I found a central townhouse in Andalusia, right on the main street, just 100 meters from the town's main square and directly facing a viewpoint. It's spread over 3 floors, with 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, a balcony and terrace, and it even comes furnished. All that for just 17,500 euros. That's not a typo. If you're curious to see more of what this region has to offer, I've already published videos where I show properties like this one, real homes, at prices that most people think are impossible. You can find them on my channel under Andalusia. So, after exploring all these incredible regions, one thing's clear. Spain isn't just a great place to visit. It's an amazing place to live. If I had to sum it up, here are 3 solid advantages Spain offers to anyone looking to relocate. First, a stable, modern country with excellent infrastructure, from healthcare to internet to transport. You can live a relaxed life without giving up comfort or connection. Second, a real estate market that still has room to grow. Whether you're thinking about long-term living or investing smartly, Spain gives you that rare combo of lifestyle and value. And third, a vibrant culture and pace of life that puts well-being first. You don't have to wait for weekends or vacations to enjoy your life here. Every day feels a little more like living. And what are the benefits of choosing Spain as your new home? For one, you'll spend less but live more. The cost of living allows you to enjoy fresh food, travel, and leisure without constantly checking your bank account. Second, your quality of life improves almost instantly. More sun, less stress, and a rhythm that lets you actually breathe. And third, you become part of a warm, welcoming community. Whether it's a tiny coastal town or a lively city neighborhood, life feels richer when you're surrounded by people who know your name. If you're curious to know more about the properties I've shown, or the dozens of other hidden gems I've found across Spain and Europe, just check out any video on this channel. I go deep into each area, and I always include honest, detailed reviews of the homes, the lifestyle, and what makes each spot worth considering. And hey, if this video sparked even the tiniest dream of starting fresh somewhere new, make sure to subscribe to Expat Home Opportunities. I share real estate deals, relocation tips, and regional deep dives every single week. Don't miss the next chance to change your life. It might be one click away. Thanks for watching, and who knows, maybe I'll see you in Spain.